I'm here at the CTAM OTT event in central London. Alongside me we have Guy Bisson of Ampere Analysis. And Guy, you were talking in your presentation about the concept of the stacker, the kind of subscriber who adds in more and more OTT subscriptions. How common is that?
Well, it's incredibly common. In fact, the majority of people now who take an SVOD service take more than one. It varies by country, so the US has the highest rate of stacking at nearly 3 services per SVOD household. In Europe it's closer to 2 or a little under 2.
And is that because there's more services in the States, or just because people are happy with the concept?
So 2 factors. One, the SVOD market is slightly more mature and more developed and more penetrated. But yes, absolutely, there's a lot of niche services. A lot of the sports rights franchises have, for example, their own specific streaming service. So lots more choice as well.
So you've got maybe Netflix and Amazon Prime, and they add on a couple of others, generally speaking, of course.
Well, Netflix I call the gateway drug for SVOD because pretty much everyone starts with Netflix. So Netflix is the biggest installed base, both as a single and within a stack. After that, Amazon. Very few people take Hulu on its own. So very few people have only Hulu. They generally are layering Hulu onto Netflix or Amazon. And then you've got lots and lots of niche like Showtime, Stars and the studio brands that are at a slight level below that. But yes, Netflix is your starting point.
And Netflix is changing, not just in the United States, but across the globe. It's losing some of its content. Deals with Disney, of course, the obvious one, is expiring. And I'm wondering what they're doing in order to make up the difference on that.
Well, multiple things. One, of course, is that they're continuing to ramp up their original strategy. So almost as many originals in development at the moment as they've already made throughout their entire lifetime, nearly 300. The other thing is that they're diversifying beyond their core content that's driven them to date. And that, of course, is drama, comedy and children's, and they're moving more into new types of content like reality and a lot more documentary as well. And that serves many purposes. It brings them into a new demographic as well.
And it's quite interesting because once upon a time it was the 16-34 demographic that every single TV service was being launched at. Now you've got Netflix going from I think 44 to 64, that kind of area, in order to bring in older viewers that maybe haven't been quite so interested as was previously the case.
Yeah, so as the behaviour that we associate with millennials, that is the watching stuff online, using catch-up services, spreads and becomes more pervasive across the age groups, Netflix is looking to address that market, and actually one of their strongest growing segments of consumer is that 45 plus age consumer, and that's you can actually see it very clearly in their content strategy. So that older age group likes particular types of drama rather than maybe the Stranger Things, sci-fi type content. For millennials, they like things like The Crown. They like documentary and factual. They like crime series. And some of the reality as well is going to bring on new demographics.
It's starting to feel like an old-fashioned TV channel, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've seen me, Julian, present for years at Cable Congress, and I've always said Netflix is a TV channel.
But it's good you can use your old slides again.
I can use the old slides, so bring those back. But, of course, the next challenge is not channel, it's platform and it's aggregation. And that's where Apple comes into the market. It's where potentially hardware plays come into the market, although that's a whole nother story. And it's where Amazon sits to a degree today as well.
So we'll start to see differentiators and different levels all coming through.
Different market opportunities. So where Netflix sits, which I would argue is towards the sort of premium channel end of the market, the HBO analog for the streaming world, then the other opportunity, and actually the big untapped opportunity, is super aggregation, allowing access to everything. The challenge there is how you find content and how you navigate such a vast offer, and that no one has solved. Can Apple solve it? We will wait and see.
And we'll find out. Guy Bisson, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.